Hey everyone, it's Angela, the inquisitive farm wife, and I am in the kitchen. Always a good place to be, right? I was suggested to participate in this collaboration by me and you acres. We are supposed to try to make meals for around $5 each. And you know me, I love a collaboration and I certainly like a nice challenge. Today I'm going to be making a meal in my crock pot. The crock pot's my best friend right now. It is harvest season and it is just a very busy time of year for me. So I have been loving my crock pot recipes. I'm altering the recipe just a little bit, but I will post a link down below of the one that I used to get inspiration from. Now, we will need to half the price of this because it's actually going to make 2 meals, because for me, when I'm in the kitchen, if I can do 1 for now and 1 for leftovers, that's just how I roll. But I'll do all the math and we'll work through this all together. We're going to make a breakfast crock-pot casserole. Now, you can serve this for breakfast, lunch, or dinner. Let's get started. Tray with a non-stick pan coating, because I have a feeling that, eggs and potatoes tend to stick. An onion. If you don't already, make sure that you are saving all your onion scraps. This makes for excellent vegetable broth or a stock with chicken, turkey, or beef. Now I know there's so many different ways to cut onions. We don't mind a big dice. Our family likes onions. So I'm not actually going to measure. I believe it calls for a cup. For 1 cup of white onion, and I'm going to just use this medium-sized yellow onion. And we just leave it raw. We don't have to cook it. It's going to do all the cooking it needs to do in the crock pot. We're just going to do a rough dice. And then to these onions, you're supposed to have a bag of frozen hash browns, but all I had was some dehydrated, so I have rehydrated those, and I did the equal amount of servings of what that would be. You could stop here and you could really save a lot of money, but we're going to go ahead and add some sausage. I make my own sausage, and I will try to leave an iCard here for you. I have a video on how I made turkey sausage, but you can use, pork, turkey, beef, whatever. If you had maybe extra bacon from making BLTs, that would be something that could be good in here. It doesn't matter. It's not, a strict one way to do it. Use whatever meat choice you want in the amount that you want. Also want to open up a can of green chilies. This is just going to give it a little extra kick. I'm going to leave the juice and everything in there, and I'm just going to dump it in. You can drain it if you want, but there's just not much juice in there, so I'm putting the whole can in. I was lucky. I found these at a local grocery store for 25 cents each. It was a bargain, so I bought an entire case. I like to salt and pepper all of my food in batches as I do it, I like to mix it in both. This is our dry ingredients, and then we're going to put together some wet ingredients, and I'm going to put salt and pepper on both just to taste. I'm going to mix this up really well. Set that aside, and we're going to work on the wet ingredients. I didn't think that you guys needed the boring chore of watching me open up a dozen eggs. These are my farm fresh eggs that I raise here on the farm. And so I will just go by probably the cost of the cheapest eggs you can get at the store right now in my area. But let's be truthful, farm fresh eggs cost a lot more to grow than one usually can imagine. I am going to add a cup of milk, which this is my farm fresh milk. I have goats and cows here on my farm. And they suggest adding the mustard seed to the wet ingredients, so I'll do that. So we need a teaspoon. It just gives it a little extra something. That's a rounded teaspoon. That's okay. We don't have to figure in the ingredients, but as you can see, I found this on clearance for $2. That was a good deal. So we're just going to mix these eggs and mustard seed, and let's go ahead and add a little bit of salt, a little bit of pepper, give this a quick little whir. Have one more ingredient out of the refrigerator, cheese. Now, the recipe calls for 3 cups of cheddar cheese. I am using a 3 cheese blend because I got it at the bulk food store. And if you haven't seen that, I'll put that video somewhere. I got this entire bag for $10. So I'm gonna have to figure how much each cup costs. We're gonna use 3 cups of this. Now we're just gonna kind of layer this like a lasagna. Let's see if I can take about a third of my potato mixture. And we're going to pat that down. And then we're going to take a cup of cheese. Another good way to save money on cheese is to buy block and grate it yourself, but this was a stellar deal, so I couldn't pass it up. Now I'm going to take another third, and we're going to layer it in here. The next cup of cheese, make sure that gets spread out, and then the remaining of our potato mixture goes on top. Spread that out. And now it's the final cup of cheese. And now we are just going to spread over this egg mixture. And it's just gonna kind of soak in. Pop the top on the crock pot. So I will turn my crock pot on. Normally this would be one that I would cook on low for a good 6 to 8 hours. It's perfect for something to make overnight and have it ready the next morning, especially if you have company, kids to get off to school, farmers to get in the field, whatever you have. But it is actually 4 o'clock in the afternoon here, and we're going to have this for supper tonight and leftovers for breakfast later this week. We'll probably end up getting about 3 meals out of this, to be truthful, because it serves anywhere from 10 to 12 people, and we usually have anywhere from 2 to 4 people at any given time. So I need to change the mode to high for 4 hours, and I can actually check on it at 3. So we will see you when supper is ready. Now to me, I don't know if you can see that, it looks a little greasy, probably from the sausage. So I'm just gonna take a paper towel and kind of go around the edges. Let's see, I'll do it like that. Let's see, the middle one's always the best, right? Look at all those layers. And there we have it. Crock-Pot breakfast casserole. You may choose to add ketchup or hot sauce or something like that to your meal. Leftovers worked out great, And here is a sneak peek here of the ingredients we used for the recipe. Okay, it's time for the cost breakdown. I went online, I did the Walmart cart again, and it was $13.97. However, we were able to easily make 3 meals out of this, making it only $4.66 per meal. You guys, thank you so much for joining me on this journey. I really appreciated having you here, and thank you to Angie at Me and You Acres for hosting this fun collaboration. We'll see you guys next time. Make sure you subscribe to see more.